So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on which part of the country you are in, or when you might have the opportunity to watch this video. This video is in continuation of the video I made before, where I asked the Igbos to arm themselves. Go and watch the video, and I want that video to be shared. And in that video I gave my reasons why Igbos have to arm themselves. And I've told people that that's the only way out, and that's only the salvation for them. You see, people, like I said before, that genocide is not a spontaneous something. It is not something that just happens. The perpetrators of genocide, they take time. They take time. They take years. First of all, they have to groom people. They have to identify their victim, and they have to, as soon as they've identified their victim, they begin, it takes them years, they begin to gaslight their victims, their target. Their target is responsible for every of their failures in life. Their target is responsible for every misfortune they may have encountered in their life. Their target is responsible for every lack of their success. Their target is responsible for that. Every natural disaster in wherever they are, their target is responsible for it. The reason why they do that is to prepare the mind of those whom they are trying to use for their act. They have to prepare their minds. You know, they have to go with this propaganda, and the longer this propaganda is, the more amenable is the people whom they are using this propaganda on to be able to carry out whatever their intentions are. So these are things we have to understand. These are things we have to realize. And this is why I'm telling Igbos, arm yourselves. You are the target of this genocide. The reason you are a target of this genocide is because you are the only slaves who has refused to accept their slavery in that country. The reason you are the target of this genocide is because you are the only slaves who has refused to accept your slavery. So this is why you are the target. Those who are planning this genocide are finding it difficult to convince you to accept your slavery. And so long as you will not accept your slavery, you must be a target. Yorubas, I know the majority of them, but I tell you, a lot of them are comfortable in their slavery. You can't tell me otherwise. A lot of Yorubas are comfortable. They have accepted their slavery. They are comfortable in their slavery. They've accepted their slavery. And you cannot convince that the Yorubas who have accepted their slavery, you cannot convince them otherwise. You cannot convince them that, look, there's a way out. You can't convince them. They have accepted their slavery, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it is these ones who have accepted their slavery. These are the people they have turned to use as their foot soldier. Like I said in my previous video, the middle belt, that is the north central, who has always been their foot soldier, who have accepted their slavery, I think they've discovered that those people all of a sudden have found out, no, they cannot continue in this slavery, and they are trying to push back. So they've discovered that they cannot, it is not easy for them to use those people, because already the people have discovered that they themselves have become a victim. They have become a victim of the acceptance of their slavery, and they are paying a very huge price for it. So it's like a lot of them have discovered, no, we don't want to continue to be anybody's foot soldier. And this is why they don't want, their slave masters are finding it difficult to use them as foot soldiers anymore. Where have they turned to? The South was the Yorubas. A significant number of Yorubas have accepted to become foot soldiers and have accepted their slavery, and they are ready to work for their slave master. It's either you like it or you pretend it is not a fact, but it is. All this talk, I have said it before, all this talk, they want to take our land, they want to take our land. Like I said before, I have always asked, who are those who wants to take your land? The Yorubas are claiming that Igbos want to take their land. And I'm asking, which of the land in Yoruba land do the Igbos want to take? Have you heard of people from Ogun complaining that Igbos want to take their land? Have you heard that people from Oshu are complaining that Igbos want to take, or people from Ekiti, or Ondo, or Oyo? No. The place, the Yoruba land they are focusing on is Lagos. So I said in my previous video, they are not fighting for any land. Their complaint is not about any land. No. They are after the properties Igbos have in Lagos. That is the only thing they are after. It's not about land. It's not about anything. Anybody who is telling you that it's about land, that's just a camouflage. Forget about it. It is not true. They are after the Igbo man's property in Lagos. Their slave master have been able to convince them or tell those people, you are going to get property you didn't build. You didn't suffer for. You see the promise given to them. You see what their slave masters is using to entice them. Their slave masters is not telling them, they are just using land as an excuse. But in actual fact, no. What they are telling them is, look, you have a property to inherit, to take over, that you didn't build, you didn't work for. They tell somebody who has hustled all his life, he couldn't make anything, there's nothing, he couldn't get anything. They tell you, there's house for you there to take over from. So, you see Yorubas. You see some Yorubas beginning to act like people whose senses has been removed. They refuse to think, they refuse to even, they don't want even want to listen. There's no way you can convince them. There's no way you can convince that Yoruba person who have been promised that he's going to get a house in Banana Island, in Mafuluku, that he didn't build, he didn't work for. There's no way you can convince him to think otherwise. There's no way you can, because this thing is like, I don't know how I'm going to describe it, but some of you will understand what I mean. When somebody has been promised something, you say, okay, let me go and foment trouble. If I foment trouble, these people will run away, then I'll go and take over houses. And you know when you promise somebody else, there are some kind of people, there are people, they know, man, in poverty, and all of a sudden you tell them, if you foment this problem, these people will run away, and you go and take over houses. This is what is going on. If you are an Igbo man, open your eyes. This is what is going on. Don't believe those baradas telling you they want to take land. They want to take land. They want to take land in Lagos. Which land again is remaining in Lagos? Which land again is remaining in Lagos to be taken? Everywhere has been built. Which land? The land they sold. They sold the land Igbo. It's not the only Igbos who bought land there. I said it before. The Lagos they are talking about was former capital of Nigeria. That drew everybody from all over Nigeria there. He just built houses there. Houses built Fulanis. Even federal government was giving out land in Lagos. They were giving out land to their cronies in Lagos. Most of the houses you see in Ikoyi, these were federal government that were given out to their cronies. It wasn't given to Igbos. The houses you see Igbos people are building are the ones they bought. They bought the land and built with their own money. So their slave masters is telling them, look, we go for main problem, these people run away, and then you have a house. You become a landlord. This is what is going on. My mission here is to open your eyes. You are not abandoning any property for anybody in Lagos. You are not abandoning any property for anybody in Lagos. Go and arm yourselves. Go back to my previous video. I told you, go and arm yourselves. Go and train yourselves on how to handle weapons. Because those who, this thing I'm telling you is going to happen. It's going to happen. Because those who have been promised that they are going to get properties they didn't work for are ready. The Yorubas who have been told that they are going to take over property that they didn't work for, they are ready to strike. So better be ready. Go and arm yourselves. Because when they discover that you've armed yourselves, anybody who realizes that in his attempt to want to take any property, to take over any property from you, that he's going to lose his life, I am telling you, nobody will try it. Tinubu will not try it. Never you rely on the security destined to protect you. You have seen it. No, they are not interested. Don't think that the United States government will come and help you. Forget it. Stop deceiving yourself. British government is not coming to. You are the only one who. I am not. No diaspora, no Nigeria, no Igbo in diaspora will come to help you. Everything depends on you. If they want to set up, already they have begun to set Lagos State ablaze. If the people are interested in defending somebody who is ready who's already burning down properties in Lagos, they will go and put a marketplace on fire. If they're interested in the state, if they're interested in the welfare of the state, do you think they will encourage going to burn down properties in that same state? They go to Alaba, they go to which other places, they put fire there. It is the government that is sponsoring those people. If they really care, do you think a government that is serious, if they care, do you think they will care? Do you think they will be interested in burning down properties in the state where they claim to own, where they want to be the government? No, they don't care about the place. So this is why they are burning down the place. So don't say, oh, because I have a lot to lose, this is why I don't want. Listen, whether you defend yourself or you don't defend, you're still going to lose your life. It is better to die defending your life, protecting your life, than to stay there as a sitting duck and you still lose your life. So it's better when that mad person comes and sees that you too, you are mad as him, he will think twice. Arm yourselves. Arm yourselves. There's no government in Nigeria. Those people who are talking of one Nigeria, you are the only ones who are interested in one Nigeria. Why the other people? The Fulani man is not interested in one Nigeria. Those Yorubas who are talking about taking their land is not interested in one Nigeria. You can see it, because if they're interested, they wouldn't be doing what they are doing. They wouldn't want to set the place ablaze if they are interested in one Nigeria. So, why must you be responsible for one Nigeria? Why must you lose your life for one Nigeria? When the people who are looking for power in Nigeria are not ready, are not interested in one Nigeria, why must you pay the price for it? Those ones in Lagos who are talking about Lagos, since they have begun to burn down Lagos, man, be prepared. Go and arm yourselves so that when it happens, you help them put the whole place ablaze. Watch what happened in Moravia. That is what you should allow to happen in when the Civil War happened. Look at Moravia. Go and look at Freetown when they happen. That is how Lagos should be. So that nobody will get any house that is intact that he will come and enjoy after the war. Nobody. Do not run to the east. The war must be fought in that place you are. After you've trained yourself, you've gotten the knowledge, go back to your base. If you're in Lagos, go back to Lagos. Map out Lagos. If you're in Kano, go back to Kano. If you're in Kaduna, go back to Kaduna. Anywhere you are, go back there. The war that they have been planning must be fought in that place where you are. The war that they have been planning must be fought in the place where you are. It must be fought there. This is what you should think about. This is what you should think about. Thank you.